Hey guys, life has been really busy here. I thought that I was doing fine dealing with everything, but I realized that the stress of everything going on right now has really been getting to me more than I thought. We are planning a move in summer, and I've got a mile-long list of tasks to get done around the house before we're ready for our realtor to come next month to list our house. And originally, we thought that we might be moving in, well, not moving in, but putting our house up for sale in April. But when we met with our realtor, he suggested March would be a better time, which is fine, but that bumps up the time frame for getting things done significantly. I'm really thankful that I cleared a big time commitment from my plate. Otherwise, I don't know how I would be managing right now. At this time last year, I was on the committee for our music festival, which happens in March. And so February is a very busy time for festival committee. And I'm so glad that I resigned from that when I did, because I was anticipating that this year would be filled with a lot of things to do. And there's been a lot of things to do. I've been decluttering and helping my kids declutter their own stuff. I have been selling things on Facebook Marketplace that are worth the effort of selling. And I've been storing things for our garage sale that we're gonna have in the spring. I've taken clothes to Once Upon a Child to sell, and then hauling stuff to the thrift store that I don't wanna deal with at the garage sale, because clothes especially, I hate selling clothes at garage sales. So that's all going to the thrift store. And then on top of that, I've been trying to use up the random things in my pantry and my freezer because I don't want to deal with that closer to moving time. Plus the house needs to look good when we sell it. And so I've slowly been picking away at my list of things, trying to get at least one thing done every day, just so that I know that I'm making progress. And that's been working fine for the last month. But now we're getting down to crunch time. There's only a few weeks left before everything needs to be finished and the house is put in order to sell it. So the other day, I was raiding my pantry for bread and wondering why in the world I couldn't seem to get enough food to satisfy myself. When it dawned on me, I'm stress eating. And I thoughtfully chewed on my third piece of bread, and my hindsight vision started to piece together all these signs of stress over the last week or longer. I had just this general lack of energy and motivation. I couldn't seem to get myself out of bed in the morning. I've been getting up later and later. I do my morning workout with half the energy and effort that I would usually put into it. I was spending way more time on Facebook and Instagram, and eventually my 16-year-old son found me on the couch and gently encouraged me to stop wasting time scrolling. It's pretty humbling when your teenagers catch you doing things that normally parents tell their kids to stop doing. I'd been reaching for quick hits of sugar to boost my energy during the day, and I'd also noticed myself clenching my teeth a lot. I wear a mouth guard at night for that, but I've never noticed that I clench my teeth during the day until the last week. And then it all finally made sense and I realized what was going on when I started eating copious amounts of bread in the pantry. We run to all kinds of things when we're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, don't we? I can convince myself that I'm fine when really I'm just treading water and I'm barely keeping my head up. So what's my point? I don't know exactly. I'm trying to figure this out myself, but as I sort through my own thoughts and my motives, try to figure out what's going on, I thought it might be helpful to you and to others if I share what I'm going through. And I had thought that all the home repairs and getting the house ready to sell would be a great opportunity for making YouTube videos about that process. I like watching that kind of stuff. But then when I got around to actually doing it, like when I hit record, I want to look my best. It's not like I'm spending hours on my appearance before I get in front of the camera, but I think it makes sense, right? That I want to have at least made an effort into what I look like. Well, when I'm washing walls and cleaning light fixtures and doing repairs on the drywall and paint touch-ups, how I look is the furthest thing from my mind. I have been grubbing around here for weeks, cleaning the house in clothes that I worked out in earlier that morning with my hair pulled back in a messy ponytail and looking anything but camera ready. So if I waited to do what needs to be done around here until I was looking good, I would never get anything done. Often when I've been feeling overwhelmed, I just look at my list and I find something that I can tackle and check off quickly. So doing my hair and my makeup and getting out camera gear, those are hurdles that have been way too big in my obstacle course of getting this all done. But thankfully, this is all just a learning process, and so I'm gonna keep working at it. I want to make more creative videos, but in the meantime, when life is hectic, I might just keep making chatty videos like this, but I need to do something so I don't lose momentum and motivation. So these stresses that I'm dealing with, what can I do about the stresses? When I realized that I was eating because of stress, I told my husband, and he gave me a big hug, and we prayed together. We're both feeling the stress and both shouldering different things, and it was really nice just to take a few moments to bring our burdens to Jesus. And my husband told me later that afternoon he felt so much better after we prayed. And I just said, that's good. And I didn't feel immediately better, but I realized I need to just be more faithful in prayer. One prayer is not going to fix things, obviously. I need a continual reliance on the Spirit and to trust God to equip me for what's in front of me. And that's going to make the days less stressful. It reminded me of what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. He says, "Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble." God gives us grace for what's in front of us, and tomorrow there will be grace for tomorrow's challenges. But today, He showers us with grace for today, and it doesn't help anything to worry about tomorrow. And another thing that I realized I need to do in order to keep my head above water is just to keep up with the regular daily stuff of life. I mean, I need to get enough sleep. I need to exercise. I need to eat well. I need to keep up with the laundry and do the dishes, keep cooking meals. And I don't know if anyone else can relate to life being so much more manageable when the kitchen is not piled high with dirty dishes, but that's definitely true for me. I think I've talked about this before, but when I can keep the kitchen working, life works better. I try to get the dishes done after every meal and get the table and the counter cleared of unnecessary stuff, because I know we're gonna need to eat again in a few hours. And it's easier to prepare a meal if the kitchen is ready to work in. Nobody wants to cook if they have to clean first, so I always try to clean when we're done eating. I still have a long list of things that I need to do around the house, but I haven't done a big grocery shop in a couple of weeks, and the fridge is starting to get empty, and I don't have a meal plan right now. So even though I have a lot of things to do, the most pressing thing at the moment is to plan meals for next week. My family's need for food won't take a back seat to the house needing attention, right? But once I get the meal plan and the grocery shopping taken care of, I will be so much more able to get back to checking those things off of my house to-do list. Plus, getting better food in the house will have me eating better because I'll have better options. I don't want to be hiding in my pantry, literally eating the bread of idleness when I have work to do. I'm also taking a break from Facebook and Instagram. I'm sure everyone can relate to some degree that too much time spent on our phones kills our motivation and our creativity. The more we consume, the less we want to do, and I don't have time. I just don't have time to sit around doing nothing, being idle right now. So when I want to take a break to rest, I want it to truly feel restful, and a break on social media to scroll just doesn't leave me feeling rested. When I do need to put my feet up, because I know there's only so much work I can do before my body starts to rebel and have excessive pain, I'm gonna read. So I've got 2 books that I'm currently reading. So I'll reach for one of these instead of my phone. I'm currently reading God's Smuggler by Brother Andrew and Just Show Up by Drew Dick. So I'm keeping these close by. I'll reach for them when I need something to read and take a break. I've also been trying to memorize scripture this year because I want to fix my thoughts on Jesus more and not my circumstances. And so I want to keep recalling the verses I'm working on right now, which are Psalm 100, verses 3-5. And it says, "Know that the Lord, He is God. It is He who made us, and we are His. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture." I don't know it all yet. "Enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. Give thanks to Him. Bless His name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and His faithfulness to all generations." Reminding myself of the goodness of God and His faithfulness to us gives me so much peace. in these stressful times. So I just wanted to share that all with you. And I hope that whatever you're going through right now, you can seek to glorify God in the triumphs and the challenges of life. Every situation gives us an opportunity to glorify God or to put ourselves first and try to glorify ourselves. Even in digging in and working hard to get things done, we can depend on God and work from the strength that He supplies, or we can depend on our own strength and esteem ourselves and seek our own glory, but that never ends well. Thanks for hanging out with me today as I process what's happening to me right now and figure out how to move forward. I'll see you next time.